This short presentation is one of a series about the knowledge transfer system I developed for Underdog Strategy. It's called the Worksheet System. Hello, I'm Laure Paquette, and I'm a professor of political science at Lakehead University. I teach Underdog Strategy. That means, what do you do to get what you want when you have no power and no money? This particular presentation provides a real-life example of advocacy using the worksheet system. This presentation includes an overview of the example of advocacy, an overview of each worksheet, and a complete worksheet as per example. We can now move to this section of the presentation, which is about the overview of the example of advocacy. As an example, we will use the student whose project was to get recycling in 4 fast food outlets. He had 4 weeks to do so. He researched waste management versus recycling. He wrote a 1-page memo showing the savings. He prepared a hard copy. He tried to get an appointment with the owner. The owner refused. The student got his father, who golfed with the owner, to ask him. The owner refused the father, but told his manager to meet with the student. The student met with the manager of the 4 restaurants. The student brought a hard copy and an electronic copy of the memo to the meeting. The student left his memo and his flash drive with the manager. The manager decided to recycle. The manager hired a recycling company. The manager brought the savings of recycling to the attention of other managers at a regional meeting. We may now start with Worksheet 1. This is what Worksheet 1 looks like. Line 1, issue or problem. Line 2, goal. Line 3, core idea. And line 4, which is subdivided, for tactics. First, use a few words to describe the problem. Second, use a few words to describe the goal. Third, write a full sentence with a metaphor that can be used as a slogan for the strategy. Fourth, make a list of all actions and then classify them into 3 to 5 categories. And fifth, give a title to each category, then list each category title here. And this is what the completed worksheet number 1 looks like for our example. This is what Worksheet 2 looks like. It has 2 columns, all actors in column 1 on the left, and a question in column 2 on the right. There are 3 instructions for Worksheet 2. First, write only 1 actor per line. Include more, and it will be hard to analyze later. Second, list all the actors that might affect the outcome of the strategy. And third, answer yes or no in column 2. And this is what the completed worksheet number 2 looks like for our example. This is what worksheet 3 looks like. At the extreme left, column 1 gives time and date. The center column is for actions. And the far left column, column 3, is to answer the question of whether the action is a tactic. There are 4 instructions for Worksheet 3. First, list the name of the individual or group being analyzed. Second, list 1 action per box. Third, answer yes or no in column 2. And fourth, List actions in chronological order. And this is what the completed worksheet number 3 looks like for our example. This is what worksheet 4 looks like. In column 1, at the far left, you list resources. In the center left column, you answer the question yes or no. In the center right column, column 3, you answer the question yes or no. And in the column 4, at the extreme right, you answer the question yes or no. There are 4 instructions for worksheet 4. First, list 1 resource per box. Second, if there is more of this resource than is necessary to reach a goal, answer yes in column 2. Third, if the resource is helpful in reaching the goal of strategy, answer yes in column 3. And if a lack of this resource guarantees failure, answer yes in column 4. And this is what the completed worksheet number 4 looks like for our example. This is what worksheet 5 looks like. In column 1, at the far left, you write the rules. In columns 2 in the center and 3 in the far right, you answer the questions yes or no. There are 4 instructions for worksheet 5. First, write only 1 rule per line. Second, list all the rules that might affect the outcome of the strategy. Third, answer yes or no in column 3. And 4, answer yes or no in column 4. And this is what the completed worksheet number 5 looks like for our example. This is what worksheet 6 looks like. In the second box from the top, you give the goal for the strategy that you're analyzing. In column 1 on the left-hand side, you list the factors that would help that strategy. In column 2, on the right-hand side, you list the factors that don't. There are 2 instructions for worksheet 6. First, write only 1 factor per line, and second, list factors according to whether they can help reach the goal or not. And this is what the completed worksheet number 6 looks like for our example. This is what worksheet 7 looks like. In the second box from the top is the goal. Then we have 3 columns right now. The first column on the left, steps to goal, the middle column, problem 1, and the right-hand column, problem 2. As you fill out this worksheet, you will have to add columns. There's a total of 8 instructions for worksheet 7. First, list the goal of the strategy. Next, list all the steps for the strategy from start to finish in chronological order, 1 per box. Next, from the top, look for steps where something unexpected might happen. Next, list the actions taken or to be taken to deal with that unexpected event. And this is what the completed worksheet 7 looks like for our example. Next, cut and paste the rest of the steps to the goal. Next, repeat until the goal is reached, adding lines and columns as needed. Next, review each change of column. Next, if failure at each change of column guarantees failure, circle it. This is what worksheet 8 looks like. It has 2 columns. On the left, you list the goal and the tactics for a particular actor, and on the right, in column 2, you list the goal and the counter tactics for another actor. First, list the goal of the actor. Second, list one tactic per box. And third, repeat these instructions for the other actor. And this is what the completed worksheet number 8 looks like for our example. This is what worksheet 9 looks like, except for the fact that several lines have been cut to make it fit this presentation format. In column 3, right of center, you can list metaphors, images, role models, and analogies. In column 4, core idea, to the extreme right, is where you list the core ideas. The bottom line provides space to develop different categories from what are listed here. First, come up with other metaphors, or images, or role models, or analogies that fit this category. Second, write a sentence including that metaphor that refers to this situation. Third, list your own categories here, one per box. And this is what the completed worksheet number 9 looks like for our example. This short presentation is one of a series about the knowledge transfer system I developed for Underdog Strategy. It's called the Worksheet System.